Okay, is everybody settled in? Ready to take on your Viking Age persona? Okay. I'm going to read you a short background of the scenario so you'll understand what's going on here. So bear with me, this won't take too long. 3 months ago in Vestfold, now that's a region of Norway, and you will learn these names as we go on and play the class. A Viking warrior named Halvard, right? And that's, Joel, you're playing Halvard. You killed Brucey, a male thrall or slave belonging to Ivan here, today being played by Tim, who was another Viking warrior. 2 months ago, at the Vestfold Thing, or Assembly, Ivan brought his case before the Thing and was awarded compensation in the amount of 100 silver pieces, or 10 pounds. Brucey was a particularly valuable slave, it should be noted. We try to put the students in a position where they're exploring history, where it's a more hands-on experience. And this has been very rewarding. Students, I think, especially with history, it's sometimes hard for them to relate it to contemporary lives because of what we call historical context. People in the past didn't always look at the world or think about it or have the same values as we do today. And through the use of these gaming simulations, such as Reacting to the Past or role-playing simulations, we've been able to put the students in the role of historical actors. And again, I think that gives them a perspective they just wouldn't get from a traditional history class. He moves amazingly fast, despite the fact that he's well over 200 pounds. He is noted as a really fierce warrior. So I'm going to just read, I'm going to assume he can get pretty close. So I'm actually going to relocate. I do it a little differently. Okay. Steinar is now here. And we'll keep the 37, so we'll just, if you'll erase that. So Steinar has rushed in, going after Einar. What are you going to do, Steinar?
Well, I'm going to hit him.
So you make an attack roll with your bearded axe.
3.
That is a critical hit. That is not good news for you, Einar. You have a chance to parry the blow. However, you will need to do what's called a critical parry, which is 10% of what you normally need to hit. I would go ahead and roll percentiles, and if I were you, I'd be praying to your gods.
What god are you praying to?
No. You whiff very feebly. The onslaught, the ferocity of Steinar has kind of caught you off guard. You were basically focused on Halvard, and you didn't see the crazy man come running in.
You see me?
So,
yeah, you don't.
Now what we'll do is you will roll percentiles first to determine the extent of the damage. Roll these. Okay. Steinar. That is a 20. That's going to be double damage. So you're going to roll your damage twice. So normally it'd be 2d8 plus 2 plus a d13. But in this case you'll roll a d8 4 times. So let's write it down. 4.
D13.
1. 8. And 3. And then, yeah, you have to roll a d20. It's weird. There's some dice I don't have. Then you add 9, 8.
2 more times?
2 more times. No, that was it.
Okay.
And then you add the plus 2, so that's another plus 4. Now, here's where the game gets hard. We have to actually have math skills. 5 and 8 is 13, right? 3 is 16, 9, 25, plus 8, 33, plus 4. I get 37. Is that correct? They get really excited. I think, this keeps history from being dull for them. This makes history come alive. They really relish the opportunity either to play truly historical figures, as is more the case in Reacting to the Past, or even just to play, say, a created character, which we tend to do in the role-playing simulations. But in both instances, it's hands-on learning. It's what we call active or experiential learning, and it gives the students that chance to put themselves in the place of people who are living in the past, and they have to make decisions. That's something when you're sitting in the back of a classroom taking lecture notes, or maybe you're watching a video, you really never have to do. So I think in that regard, it's been a wonderful experience for the students, and I think they've really grown through it.
Clearly, you've pledged your allegiance to the wrong crowd. I'm going to give you a chance now. You can calm down, and you can just drop your weapons. Don't worry, we won't take them. You can have their weapons too, but you don't have to die here. You can leave in one piece. I know you probably didn't support him very much. He wasn't very smart. Clearly, he wouldn't mind if you switched allegiances right now.
I'm going to interject here. You might also consider this an opportunity. You know, he's a really good warrior. You might consider this an opportunity since his loyalty to Ivan is pretty much, now he might still be loyal to Ivan's family, but this might be a chance to try to recruit him.
That's what I was doing, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to try to recruit him? Okay. What do you think?
That's essentially what I was saying. I was trying to,
Yeah.
I'm essentially saying you can have their stuff and come work for me, where you'll be treated very well. We have a pretty good group here.
So he's going to want you to
Wait a minute,
pledge.
what does he have? I mean, I did kill him. Maybe I don't
We'll deal with that later, okay? We still have a threat
I
here.
think we
We're trying to-
deserve a
just give me a
reward.
second.
Okay.
I want his arm.
You can have the damn arm. Just give me
I
a
get my
second.
spear back,
I'm
please.
working.
It's stuck in
Okay.
his gut. So
Olaf, you have an offer on the table now.
you better take it,
You
man.
can continue to fight. It'll be
I pay
3 to
well.
1.
Fight me.
I got another spear. I'll just.
So I'm not quite certain if this is of the time, but I'm gonna take some sort of dagger, or I guess my sword or whatever. I'm gonna do a little slit in my hand, and I'm like praying and
Sure.
Odin or whoever, and I'm pledging that I'm sticking my loyalty with
Ivan?
Ivan here. I'm loyal to the end, and I sprinkle my blood on the ground,
Go finish him off.
and I want to take that sword and charge it over here.
What this method does is it gives them ownership over a character. I especially notice this in the role-playing simulations where we have them, create a historically plausible character. And I think that having that investment, that ownership, really makes them want to see that character succeed. And they come to live and die with the changing fortunes of their character. You got it, right, one way or another. Or they'd have made the attempt on your behalf. In this system, you've got to actually collect the debt yourself. And this is what often happens then. We get into a situation where there is violence. Now, how does violence work in the Viking Age? Is this like, I don't know, what are the popular games, World of Warcraft?
Seems like a last resort.
Well, there is violence in the Viking Age, but what happened? What preceded? Why didn't you guys just start fighting right away?
We're trying to come to a mutual.
There was that chance to try to reach because. So what type of skills does it give? Well, I think it gives the students empathy, for one thing. I think they start to see the past differently. It certainly makes them use their creative skills. They often have to think on their feet. They have to think on their spot. They have to learn to improvise. They don't necessarily know what the situation is going to be. But I think they do really well in these situations. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that our students nowadays, especially our millennials, are students they've been reared on a culture that's based on having a lot of stimuli all around them. And I think what this does is it forces them to, take a step back and rely on good old-fashioned brain synapses and being able to think out complex problems. And so I see a lot of intellectual growth in our students, and I'm looking forward to the day when we can implement this sort of approach even more fully throughout our history curriculum.